So after my last pocket dump video, I got asked to by some folks to do a more thorough loadout of what all the stuff, not just in my pockets, but that might be in my bag. So sure, why not? Let's start with some simple stuff. Always a Uniball Signo Micron 207 in black usually. These are like a .38 pen. Love them. And they're also tamper resistant. So if you write checks with them, it's very hard to bleach them out and do all of that. So they're a lovely pen. I'm carrying this inexpensive Phoenix E12 flashlight. It's like a multi-mode jam. It runs on like a single AA, maybe a AAA. I don't even remember. But it's tiny. It's got a lovely push button on it. I prefer that to a twist. And plenty bright for my needs. I don't need fancy. I don't need a striking bezel. Usually wedged into a pocket someplace is this guy. This is a Leatherman Micro. If you're not familiar, it has scissors. Oh, scissors. It has tweezers. They're delightful tweezers. It's just like a lovely little thing, and I don't need it often, but when I do, there's really nothing else that like you'll have with you that will do that. So that's usually in there. And then some slightly stranger stuff. We talked about field notes before. This is a homemade field notes. This is a new covert edition field notes. They're lovely things. Always dot grid for me. Much easier for me to write and organize with and draw in and not feel encumbered. And then of course you need things to draw with. So there's a pen case that's usually with me. This is a cheapie off Amazon. Like you might use like a school bag with kids, but in here we've got a full spread. So that's another Uniball Signo 207 micron. That's a silver Sharpie. No, it's a knockoff. It's a Bic silver Sharpie. This is a Uniball Signo. That's a white inked pen, which is lovely because I end up drawing on writing on black things all the time, so that's nice. That's a Muji ultra fine point. It's like a 0.25 millimeter pen for really fine detail work. That is a Rotring 500 mechanical pencil loaded up with like a medium grade, like an HB lead in it. These are really nice. They're not as expensive as like the 800 series, but they still feel really good for when I need a pencil. And then a clickable fine point Sharpie. I actually kind of like these for like fast on the go stuff. Also for writing on your hand, if you write notes to yourself on your hand like a child, like I do. Over here, this is a set of like this is like a mini set of like knockoff Copics alcohol markers. So these are great. They're double tipped. They have a chisel point on one end and a brush point on the other. They're really nice light colors. So you can use them for highlighting and for shading, and they'll blend, and they're really sort of lovely in that way. So I carry a blue, a yellow, a green, and then like a super light gray and a slightly darker gray as well, just for sort of any definition that needs to get added to a sketch. And then flipping it over, I got a bunch of custom stickers that I've cut. These are stars and arrows for labeling stuff in notebooks quickly and easily. I cut those out with my vinyl cutter. And then back here, I guess I have a spare. Oh, an even older. I always carry my my current field notes, and then I carry a usually the previous one. Right now I'm right at the tail end of this guy. So this is the next one, and then this is the previous one. So anything that I need to reference that might have been relatively recent goes in there. I've got a pair of decent sharp scissors, and then a homemade straight edge that's aluminum. It's just some bar stock that's got gradations that I've engraved into it, just for drawing nice straight lines if I need to, if I want to, whatever. So that rides in the bag. Pens and drawing stuff. And then of course for more serious work, I carry this. This is a Leuchtturm 1917. I find it to be a really lovely size. It's a hardback. It's got the ubiquitous elastic on the front. It comes with a single ribbon bookmark in it, but I have added 3 more ribbon bookmarks to it, which is a fairly easy operation if you've got access to like glue, for example. It just gives you a chance to do color coded or whatever. And then I did some vinyl cutting on the front of it. I originally started using this as a Let's see if I can not dox myself. I originally started with this straight up in bullet notebook style, and then that sort of has devolved into what gets called a commonplace book. So it's a collection. So it's, you know, stuff I need to do, I guess, although that usually ends up over in the field notes. But it's also reference material and notes to myself and thoughts about how to do things and things that might get done, and like all manner of stuff goes in here. So a lovely, lovely notebook. Again, I believe this is dot grid. It should be. Dot grid. I like them also because the pages come numbered in them, so you can index them really easily, which is lovely. So that guy rides with me all the time. For hydration purposes, some people carry big Nalgene bottles. I don't believe in that. I carry a small Nalgene bottle. This is a 500 milliliter. It's labeled as 414, but obviously if you go to the top, I believe this is a 16 ounce, 500 milliliter, half liter bottle. What I like about these is that they're tiny, and even when they're full, they're not super duper heavy. It weighs about a pound full, whereas obviously a quart one will weigh 2 pounds full. That's a 50% weight savings. But the better part is it fits in the bag nicer, and like I don't need to carry a full day's worth of water with me. I work in an office primarily, and so I'm never far from someplace where I could refill it if I need it. I just need some water that's accessible, like convenient. So that size works really well for that. I have extremely sensitive eyes to light, and so I always carry a pair of sunglasses. This is actually a pair of Spy optics glasses that's in a black fly glasses container from, I don't know, a million years ago. So I always have that with me. Right now, the where I live, the daytime is getting really, really short, and so when I leave the house in the morning, I'm often wearing no glasses because it's dark and I've got headlights on, and when I'm coming home, I've got headlights on. But during the day, if I have to go outside or walk to the train or whatever it is, having a set of sunglasses with me can save me from a really nasty migraine. And then the last sort of small common thing that's in the kit, which I think gets overlooked by a lot of people, is a pill container. This is like one of these like snap-off top jams, and this is just over-the-counter stuff. So it's, you know, Tylenol and Motrin and Benadryl and some vitamins and that sort of stuff. Super, super, super key to be able to, between that and the water, to be able to sort of take care of yourself so that you don't suffer your way through the day too badly. I do have other various bits of stuff that gets swapped in and out depending on things that are going on. So for example, I have a labeling kit that might come with me. I have a condiment kit. That's sriracha in squeeze packs, by the way, which is totally lovely. I've got a crayon kit, which seems very childish, but crayons can actually be really nice to sketch and draw with. So these things are all sort of modular and can get swapped in depending on the sort of day that I'm going to have, or that I think I'm going to have. And yeah, that is a more complete loadout of what goes in my bag. Obviously, that can't all fit in my pockets. So there you go. Thanks for watching.